if you already did the introductions. I see Lisbeth.
Sure. Yes.
And
Hi.
I see you. Okay.
So I just officially started the recording. So again, welcome to the Tejano virtual events. Again, we are excited about our programs that we're offering on careers to show you all the great things that EPCC has to offer. And the two careers that we're going to be highlighting today are business and computer science. Dr. Servin is going to start us off. He is an associate professor of computer science here at the Valle Verde campus. And Ms. Lisbeth Ragona is going to be talking about the business discipline, and she is the district-wide coordinator at the Valle Verde campus. And we're also joined by Deborah Santana, who is a counselor at the Valle Verde campus, so she can help with any kinds of questions related to counseling for these two programs as well. So we are going to be recording the session, so if you want to share it with somebody or see it later again, it will be available to you. So we'll go ahead and get started with Dr. Servin.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction. And as I mentioned, I already posted the presentation. It says that it's converting. And if you can please let me know, Ms. Sanchez, well, as soon as it gets there, so I can start presenting from there. If you can present it from there, that will be great. Let me just give you a couple information. My name is Cristian Servin. I'm an associate professor at El Paso Community College. I teach computer science courses. I teach a couple of them. As a matter of fact, I teach everything that relates with transfer classes in the area of computing, in computer science in particular. So most of these courses that you will see in that presentation, hopefully you can get it to see it, they're transferred to UTEP, NMSU, to pretty much every university, four-year institutions in the United States. We're very lucky to have a great program, an associate degree in computer science, and we have also different programs also in information technology. So we are in a very interesting times right now where we can actually share a lot of ideas with other disciplines. It's not only computer science by itself. There's a lot of collaborations with humanities, with collaborations with sciences, biology, finances, criminal justice, and business. So there is several of those things that right now we have working together with other programs. And then, oh, that's great. I'm not so sure if you can see my screen at this point. Yeah, maybe. Can I have some?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. And then, can you see as soon as I'm going back and forward? Perfect. Thank you so much for that feedback. So this is great. Okay, so it's working. So let me just tell you something real quick here. Where was I? Here, these are, for those, I'm very pleased to see a lot of students coming from Ciudad Juarez. I reached out to a couple of high schools, and I know I was very happy to see the names that they were here from Juarez. I have my students here from EPCC, and I have other students who probably are interested in computer science. And I will echo what Ms. Sanchez said. If you want to share this with your classmates, with your friends, let me tell you that the associate degree that we provide here at EPCC is a transfer degree that you have 16 credit hours, and there's some exceptions. We can actually even go further of the 60 credits, and they're completely transferred to UTEP and other institutions. And many institutions coming from Mexico, they're also, if you already start some degrees there, we receive those courses as well. We transfer them to EPCC. So I just want to let you know that we are going to teach, offer a couple courses this summer. All of them, they're going to be online. But guess what? For the fall, we're going to offer a couple of hybrid courses and online classes. So this is a time where you can actually start to go to the registers, to go to the counselors. I'm so glad that there is a counselor here so they can help you out. And make sure you try to register as soon as possible. These courses are quite popular, and they get full very, very quick because it's not only EPCC students, but there are students, transfer students, UTEP students. Since everything is now online, I have 7 students who are not in El Paso, and they're taking my classes right now. So there's a lot of flexibility. And I know in Mexico is the same situation. You can be taking their courses from Juarez or other places and still full-time here. We're very excited. We're super excited because next fall, we're gonna start teaching classes in the new building. The computer science is the third floor. The third floor is all about computer science, information technology, cybersecurity. I'm very excited. I was in that committee that we actually create this, where we design it, and we actually design it with the architects, with the civil engineers. You can see here, there's a couple of my colleagues there. On the right-hand side, that's me. So we went and basically see the final product a couple of weeks ago. And I'm so excited, so enthusiastic to go back to the classroom, to be there for my students. The classrooms are awesome. They're great. They're full of technology. So even for the students who are taking online classes, there are going to be some cameras there in the computer science rooms. So I'm going to start broadcasting my classes in real time. And the students I will have available, like right now, like Blackboard or other tool where the students can interact. Of course, there's also going to be hybrid. There's going to be students there, but also if students cannot make it for X, Y, or Z reasons, don't worry, we're going to broadcast those classes directly from there. So we're very excited to have that for the fall. So let me just tell you real quick a little bit about the 2-year degree that we offer. We have a couple of courses. In the left-hand side, what you cannot see here, this is what we consider the core curriculum. That's regardless of which field you want to go there, what discipline, what you want to study, you have to complete the core curriculum, which probably most of you are already working on that thing. But in the right-hand side, you will see the computer science courses. So I always recommend to my students to start taking CS1, which is 1436, along with Calculus 1. Many of the students who are coming from Mexico, they get very, very high grades in calculus. Sometimes you not even have to take calculus. So take those placement tests, and they will take you. They will tell you which math you need. But we always recommend to take CS1 with Calculus 1. CS1 is the fundamentals of computer programming. We teach Java, one of the most popular course programming languages in the world. So that's actually the reason why we offer that, is for you to be basically competent to write program code and whatnot. And also the second one, we offer CS2 along with Calculus 2 and discrete math. So these courses, ladies and gentlemen, they're great because we teach you how to do programs, how to do mobile, well, not mobile apps necessarily, but we teach you the fundamentals of programming so you can create your own mobile app, your own server, your own different applications. But not only that, we've been infusing a couple of things in the courses. Cybersecurity, particularly in this course, my assignments, they're required to do a little bit of encryption. In case you don't know what an encryption is, basically is how to hide information in the computer using sophisticated algorithms. We're not going very in depth that thing, but we always help you to do a little bit of that of cybersecurity in that course. But also data analytics. Data analytics is, we started with the very, very simple things. If you don't know what data analytics is basically artificial intelligence, how to make decisions in artificial intelligence and going to the next stage, how to make decisions, smart decisions, make the computer actually defining a couple of interesting things there. In the data structure, this is basically how you go to the next step. After you have 1 year of computer programming, you focus in data structures, algorithms, how to make best programs later on. And the reason why we're very, very proud of this course in particular is because once you graduate with an associate with us, you become employable skilled person, which means that you can get some part-time job or maybe full-time job here in El Paso, or in the region of El Paso, Las Cruces, and Ciudad Juarez. Many of our students, they graduate with an associate degree and they actually go directly to the workforce, to the industry, because that's what we do in community college. We train you for the workforce, for the industry. And many people don't know that. I mean, ideally, I can tell you, you should just go straight to UTEP or NMSU or some other university, finish your bachelor's, please, or maybe a master's degree, or even further to a PhD, and then go to work, right? But life happens, right? And sometimes you might need experience or jobs. That's why associate's degree are very good, and the associates in computer science is very attractive, very exciting. So we always recommend to our students to finish their associate degree, become employable, yeah, and get some experience before you graduate with a bachelor's degree. So these are the courses that we offer. We also offer 2 more courses, which is computer organization and machine language. and the C programming. Those are two courses that usually the students, they take it as an elective. Those electives are great because you don't really need them, but we always highly encourage you to take it because, for example, computer organization and machine language is transferable to NMSU and is the preparation for one of the courses at UTEP. So this will take you a very good, will put you in a very good stage once you transfer. The C programming is an excited and as one of my favorite programming languages, C. We offer it here also. And that course is transferable as well, and that can take it's transferable for an elective at UTEP as well. So those are options. So let me just tell you real quick why you need these courses. These courses eventually you will teach you how to actually go the lowest level of computer programming, the different compilers, the memory. That's where the actual hackers live. And I shouldn't be mentioning that thing, but for pedagogical or educational purposes, I can tell you that those, if you really want to see how those hacking works, those classes are elementary, they're fundamental. I'm not saying that you should hack, but I'm just telling you that you need to learn this kind of things before being a victim, and I can talk about that later on. So we usually take those two courses as an electives in case students want to take it, along with physics. In the right hand side, there's some math and other science and technology and engineering mathematics requirements. If you complete this in 2 years, we promise you to graduate. And the nice thing about this is that you will not miss any classes. You will transfer everything directly to UTEP or NMSU. Let me just tell you real quick that we have a club. The Computer Science Club here at EPCC is awesome. We have a lot of different activities, and as a matter of fact, we are one of the most highlighted clubs in the region. In the region of El Paso, Ciudad Juarez, and Las Cruces. Let me tell you why. Because the club that we have here is what we call an ACM student chapter. In case you don't know, ACM is the largest professional association of computing in the world, ladies and gentlemen. I am a member, I'm a professional member, so I was able to create a chapter here at EPCC. So interestingly speaking, we have some neighbors. You can see in this map, there is EPCC, but there's also one at UTEP, and there's one at La UACJ in Ciudad Juarez. So we can do collaborations all together. And these are great. We have a lot of different activities. We have the social activities, we have the research activities, and the video game programming, and also the contest. We have the video game contests every semester, well, except last year because the whole COVID situation, we were not able to do this, but we use tournaments. Super Smash Brothers, FIFA, and other games, we do tournaments. Regionally speaking, many people from El Paso, yeah, I know. People say like, whoa, that's great, that's nice, because that's how we do it, actually. The Computer Science Club was very, we have a brand that basically we do to all different activities in high schools, and these tournaments, they were spread the word. And those are gigantic tournaments. One day we started at 10 a.m. and we ended up at 6 p.m. because it was so long and it was so exciting. So we have prizes as well. So our whole mission is to help you out to transfer to UTEP or to other universities without any hesitation. So that's the reason why we want you to be active in this club. In case you have if you're watching this, this is where you do a screenshot, because we have a lot of resources. We have a Facebook, an Instagram, a Discord channel, of course, an email, and a web address. So this is a time where you take a picture of this, you screenshot this, and this is where you want to start getting involved in the Computer Science Club. It's always great. Let me just tell you real quick about the workshops, because I want to be respectful for everybody's time, but we do a lot of workshops as well. We actually were in the news. The Computer Science Club was in the news because the friends from the Army Combat Capabilities Development Combat Data and Analysis Center at White Sands, they came here and gave us an awesome cybersecurity workshop. That was a great workshop. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you can appreciate that thing here in the screen, but we were more than 40. Students and faculty. It was so great, this cybersecurity workshop, that we have to actually share. Of course, that was pre-pandemic, so you can see that everybody is very comfortable with their neighbor there, because we were actually sharing all the computers, because it was packed. It was packed. In the new building, we're going to have more spacious to have these workshops. And they brought their Raspberry Pis, the small devices. Everybody has like a mini computer, and they start to hack each other. They show you how, and this is only one example of the great workshops that we offer every semester. So this is a very attractive item that we have, but we also have presentations from students. For example, if you know how to do certain things and you want to share it, we also help each other. So for example, you can see here Jaime, he worked for many years building computers. So he's like, you know what, professor, I want to share how to build a computer from scratch. So basically he know how to find the pieces, very cheap, very good pieces online. So there was 5 or 6 students with them. They decided to purchase all this online. Those kits, it was very cheap. It was like $200, but they built a computer that is expected to be the price more than $22,500. So with only $200, that was great. And Jaime taught us how to do that thing. We create a supercomputer. We also have a couple of events that we meet and to discuss. We have I know it sounds a little bit geeky, but we do have a book club where, and yes, we're geeks, okay? So let me just tell you the truth. We're the good ones who we read all these artificial intelligence books or robotics books, and we actually share it. We go to different Starbucks, and of course we're not doing this now these days, but actually we did some virtual events like that. So we have a couple of those things. Let me just tell you also about the research that we have. I develop a lot of research, and I publish in my scientific community and engineering community. And one of the areas of research that I do is artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and data analysis. So I have an institute that basically we create research, and all that work that we do here, we publish it in different workshops. For example, you can see here a group of students that we publish our work at the UTEP NMSU workshop, but also we publish in the HENAC, the Great Minds in STEM. So you have here Jason Ivey, who we went to California, and he actually presented his work in front of a lot of companies, and they like him so much they give him opportunities like scholarships and whatnot. There's a lot of opportunities that you can get there. We also have tutors. Right now we have these tutors that they can right now back in the day when we were in the environment, like a face-to-face environment, but right now we have this online tutoring as well. So we have a couple of sessions that are online, and we offer that. Here you can see George, who is actually helping students via Zoom or a team. I cannot recall what was the application that we're using, and they actually help and assist students who are online teaching. So we have a lot of opportunities. We have a lot of not only opportunities, but highlights that you can become a great computer scientist, be employable in the region, be prepared to go and transfer to UTEP and NMSU or any university with those skills. We're very lucky to have a 2-year degree in an associate's in computer science, and you will become a software engineer, you will become a cybersecurity analyst, you will become a web developer or developer in general, software developer. The great thing is that we have the foundations for those great positions that you can do eventually at Google, Microsoft, Intel, Texas Instruments, you call it. Several of my students, they're already working in Microsoft. 3 of them, they're working right now in Amazon.com. 2 of them, they're at Google. And a couple of them in Intel, there's like 7 or 8 students right now, former students of mine working in Intel. So many of our students, they're actually transferred. They successfully graduate and got super cool jobs in industry. Oh yes, and 1 student in Facebook, by the way, she got this job like last year. So I'm very proud of my students. I'm very proud of my program. In case you have any questions, this is my information where you can actually contact me. You can screenshot this if you want to. You can take a picture and let me know in case you have any questions, or you can just Google it. You will find it. And you will find a couple of LinkedIn also. Usually people click there by mistake, and I see who click on there, but anyway. If you have any questions, I'm not so sure if there's going to be some Q&As here, but I know my colleague here, Lisbeth, she has a great presentation on business as well. So I might wait for at the end, or if you want to have some questions. I'm not so sure, Christine, how you want to do this.
Please,
Sure, if
Lisbeth,
anyone has questions. Sure.
please,
Oh, sorry, go
Lisbeth,
ahead, Lisbeth.
you can go ahead and do your Q&A. Mine's a little short presentation, but please, I can cut mine short. So if you wanted to wait at the end, that's up to you, Mr. Servi.
Sure. Is there any questions right now that I can answer, or maybe eventually we can? I'm gonna stay here until the end, and in case you have any questions. But I noticed that there is a couple of conversations here in the chat. But there's anyone here with any questions particularly, or anything that you wanna share with us or with me? You can raise your hand, or you can just unmute, or just copy and paste something in the chat. I don't mind. Okay. Maybe someone is right. I'm gonna wait 10 more seconds. Okay. There's a comment here. There will be opportunities to volunteer at EPCC and use our computer science. Volunteers in which sense, Ms. King? So we always need volunteers for everything. As a matter of fact, Ruth King, she is the president. She's the current president of the computer science. I'm glad. Thank you so much for coming, Ruth. And she's the president right now, and she has a lot of different opportunities. I didn't want to put you in the spot, Ruth, but in case you want to share something about your initiatives, she's doing great. She actually found out in Helen of Troy a couple of people that they were willing to give internship to our computer science students, and she was actually instrumental to figure out this. She's creating the book club as well. We're giving the book club extension, and there's always volunteers that start with the computer science club. They're usually do very good ones. They transfer to university. So we always want volunteers, a lot of volunteers we needed. Since this whole thing we were teaching online kind of slows us down a little bit, but that's fine. Don't worry. We're gonna come back stronger later on. As a matter of fact, we were discussing this with Ms. King. There's one hackathon that we're gonna start maybe next semester. So that's one of the things that we want to do. Next year, we have a lot of different activities, but again, we need to go back in the face-to-face environment. I know we're gonna have a hybrid kind of mechanisms now, so don't worry. If you cannot go in to be physically there, we're gonna give that option to have also this hybrid to be online and face-to-face. Okay, I'm gonna let my colleague here, Lisbeth, to go ahead and do her presentation. As I mentioned, I'm gonna stick here around, and then in case you have any questions or you want to generate another question, I will be more than happy to share that with you. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Servin. And as he mentioned, now we'll be switching over to talking about the discipline of business with Miss Lisbeth Ragona. So go ahead if you're ready, Miss Lisbeth.
Yes, I am. And Dr. Servin, thank you so much for that great presentation. Just a little addition to it, Dr. Servin was talking about. We do have one of the best IT degree plan in the region. In MSU, UTEP, El Paso Community College offers you one of the top programs in that field. So Dr. Servin, you've done an excellent job. I'm very proud of your job. We all are, because it's been hard work and dedication to our students and to the college. So, kudos to you and your group. Great job. Let me go ahead. Can I go ahead and share my presentation? Yes. Okay.
Yes, perfect.
So I was looking at the participant, and I've seen a couple of my students, more than a couple of students from the business section, and I want to welcome those students that been with me through their career and educational curriculum here at EPCC. My name is Lisbeth Ragona. I just became tenured in fall of 2021, and I had the privilege of becoming a business district-wide coordinator at the Valle Verde campus. Here's my contact information now. I do I have a website as well through the EPCC business. So you can send me an email. I do reply to all the requests that you send me. I'm going to tell you, here I went ahead and I posted the multiple business discipline programs that we have to offer. Okay, and I'll show you a chart where most where we have the highest demand on these degree plans. Accounting, in the accounting associate applied science degree, we have two programs. We have the science degree, the AAS, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it with the AAS. The computer accounting certificate, the difference between the associate and the certificate is the associate are the courses that are transferred, just like Dr. Sedvin mentioned, they're transferred to NMSU, UTEP. And why do we say UTEP? Because the majority of our students will go directly to UTEP, but all of our courses are transferred to any for Texas State University. So I'll show you which ones are and which ones are not. Okay. So then the third bullet, we offer the accounting, business, and economics degree. Okay. You also, after the completion, which is 2-year program, is an AA. Okay. Applied. The next one and the next one is the business management applied associate's degree. Okay. The options that we offer is the insurance option. In our region, we found there was a demand for insurance companies like Fred Loya, that we cater quite a bit to Allstate, to farmers. And so if you take the insurance option, these courses will, you'll be marketable for any of these positions, whether it's in sales or operations or marketing. In the insurance, we offer that program. Okay, you can get a certificate within 2 years, and you'll be very marketable if your interest is your insurance. We have quite a bit of organizations here in the region. A lot of them have started their own small business. I don't know if you've had a chance to see some commercials like Fred Loya, Allstate in this region. Okay. The other programs that we use is what we call the business management in the office administration. That is also an Associates of Applied Science. Ms. Ragona, what is that? Okay, this program will teach you, and I don't know if I can, this program will teach you Office, Microsoft, different types of applications that will help you administer your office. Okay. Real estate here, especially in this region, and for I can't really, they have not detected it, but our real estate market in the El Paso area has grown quite a bit. And that right now is our number one looked at, is the real estate. If there are two types of real estate that you can get in our program, one is the Associates of Applied Science. It's a 2-year program. The second one is the certificate, and that's a completion of 1 year. After you do the real estate, okay, we teach it within 1 year, and we will assist you to pass your Texas real estate license. That one is sought by a lot of students, both here locally and from New Mexico, is real estate. The last two is a small business management that also has a big demand, especially with the COVID. A lot of small companies wanted to open their own business, whether it's a bakery, restaurant, gym, nightclub, DoorDash. Um, that would help you if you're interested in developing your own business. Okay, we also offer an applied science degree and a certificate. Okay, now what is the difference between the associate and applied science degree? Okay, for instance, the accounting associates, it is for the accounting where it prepares students to enter the accounting profession. It's a 2-year program. It emphasizes on internal accounting procedures. For example, spreadsheets, Excel. Okay, so those 2 years it's a very high demand program on the accounting and associates. The program allows students the option to strengthen their overall education to select accounting electives. This all of our degrees are transferred to any four-year state university. I mentioned that, and to NMSU. Okay, we also have the accounting business economics, which is Associates of Arts. Okay, now on this degree, it's their courses that prepare the students directly to transfer to your bachelor's. Okay, so they come in all the courses are the same, with the exception of maybe your 60 credit hours, okay, that are transferred to UTEP or to any Texas university. Okay. The next one is your business management insurance option. That is also an associate applied science degree in insurance options. It's going to train our students for a wide range of insurance fields, whether it's car insurance or to start your 401k, so forth. This is the degree plan. Okay. The insurance certificate, same thing, but it's in a shorter period of time. Okay. The associates for the business management office administration. Okay, this degree prepares the students to work in an office administrative assistant. Uh, During the COVID last couple of years, since everything was going online, a lot of our businesses were calling me and calling the College of Business, where they wanted personnel to know if we had students volunteer or part-time, so they can show their employees how to set up an email. You'll be surprised how many companies, even small business, large business, where they hire people and their office management personnel do not know how to set up an email, how to set up a Teams or a Zooms. And they were calling me, and I set up quite a bit of students part-time basis, especially in the courts, the El Paso County Courthouse, the El Paso City Development. And I had about 5 attorneys call me and ask me if I can set them up with some students that can show their personnel how to, set up a Zoom meeting, or how to use a Teams, how to use an Outlook. So this is where a lot of your skills are obtained in the POFTs and the POFC. What is the difference? Well, one is Associate Applied Science, and then the other one is we give you a certificate of completion of management office assistance and word processing and so forth. Okay. Our real estate, like I said, has quite a big demand in El Paso. Okay, here in the real estate, when we prepare the students to enter the job market as a real estate agent, students have completed the AAS program will be fully prepared to take the Texas real estate license. Okay, so we prepare all of our students and we have a passing ratio at 95%. Okay, we also do the certificate of completion and we're going to an 8-week. If you do an 8-week, you can complete your certificate in about a year. Okay, so that's a great option. Okay, here I want to go ahead and present to you. I can make it bigger though. I don't know if I can do. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So here's our 2019 credit enrollment facts. Okay, and I just wanted you all to see our enrollment from 2018 and 2009, with the exception, of course, the pandemic, which happened in 2020. Our enrollment did go down. However, if you can see, we've had an increase from 2018 to 2019 on enrollments. Okay. Can anyone use the magnifying glass on the left side of the screen? Where's the left side of the screen?
And you can double click. This is Christian Servit. You can double click on the screen, and that will actually zoom in. Just double click on the screen that you're sharing.
I see the zoom in and out. See, is it too big? Is it
So
difficult?
everybody can in their own computer can double click there, and then that can increase that.
Oh, okay.
So everybody can see it. Yeah, I just click on the screen, and that kind of zoom in big time.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry for interrupting. Yeah.
No, not at all. Please, thank you. Oh, the double click works. Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Here we have our pie chart will demonstrate the difference between the full-time and the part-time enrollment. You can see that the full-time, we have about 8,700 students, whereas a part-time population is about 20,000. Of course, during the pandemic, that was decreased, not because of our, the skills or anything. It was just that, people were fearing of getting back into the school environment, and not into a face-to-face. Okay. So of course, this semester in the fall, that we have a prediction that those enrollment numbers are going to go up. In our part-time, I tell you, our business degree plans are catered mostly to our part-time. I have 80% of my student population are working half of the time, and then half of the time are coming to school. Okay, I'm not going to go through the early college program. Okay, for those that are interested, just to let you know that our early college program that come from our local high schools in this region is increasing. Okay, let me go to the next chart to the right, where it's called the enrollment by majors. And you can see that the technical part of it and the academics is where we have our high demand. Okay. Our pie here, the enrollment by gender, well, come on, guys. Females are a little bit ahead of the males. It just happens to be that more females are getting educated than before. Okay. Distance education, dual credit. Those are all, for your knowledge. If you wanted to go ahead and look at, I want you to pay attention to our enrollment. Let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Our enrollment is quite large, about 11,000 at the Valle Verde campus, where distance learning is about 6,600. The DC campus is about 5,300. The ECH is about 3,500. Rio Grande is about 31,400. 3140. The Rio Grande caters mostly to our health and sciences. Okay. Now, as far as the graduating programs, I'm going to bring that up if you all can see. Okay. Okay. Here we have in business, this is where we have most of graduating programs come from the multidisciplinary um, degree plans. For instance, your liberal arts, your sciences. Okay, but look at the business. This is where in my program or in our program in the business, we have one of also the highest enrollment at 380 graduating programs. Okay, so we have a retention at the bottom of in 2017, we had 60%. In 2018, we had 59. So we have a retention about 57 to 60% of retention from our students. Okay. Here's the awards that we issue our students. And if you look at the type, okay, I'm sorry to move it. Can I make that bigger? Okay, let's see. Okay, most of our students, we cater to the applied associate's degree at 20 to 2100 with and then the certification. So what does it tell us? Okay, it tells us that the students use EPCC for their education to go ahead and transfer to a four-year university to pursue a bachelor's. Okay, and so we do accommodate. EPCC does a great job of accommodating the students to go to that path. Okay, let me go ahead and take you to my next presentation. Any questions so far on the? Here, my next one, you can see that we have about 2156 students, which is quite large compared to the other programs at EPCC. So our program at EPCC in the business is quite intensive. Okay. Well, Ms. Regina, what I really am interested, if I do get I'm interested in the business, what type of jobs will I be, can I apply for? And let me tell you a little bit about some of the jobs and the salaries at our business program once we completed our business program. Here in the region in the El Paso, Mexico area, you know that maybe our salaries are a little bit lower, about 10 to 15% lower than the nationwide. But if you go to Juarez, to the maquila industry, which are very lucrative in our area, they pay national salaries. Okay, and I placed quite a bit of students in the accounting. The accounting, if you take our 2-year program in accounting and get an associate's, you would be marketable for companies like your banking, Wells Fargo, the federal credit unions. We have a great relationship with GCU. They're always calling us that they want intern in our program because our professors like Becky Hancock and other professors, Nino Gonzalez, they help our students to be marketable after the completion of their certificate. You can work with companies like the IRS, start or franchise an H&R Block. Currently, for the last couple of years, we have helped, we're partnering with GCU in providing what we call the VITA program, which is a volunteer income tax preparation. I don't know if you've had the chance to, when we had the face-to-face, we helped our students and our faculty prepare income tax at no cost. And these are all income tax preparation that were coming from our students. So we do train you to pass the accounting certification. You can start working from the city, the county courthouse, in manufacturing, and the medium salary in the El Paso area, and I wanted you guys to see that, okay, was between 53,000 to 140,000, okay? Where the national level in 2019, if you got a bachelor's in accounting, you can start making it close to 72,000. And I think those are the figures that you like to see. Okay. Any questions so far? So far, any accounting majors that are interested in these fields? It's not that hard. It's just a lot of numbers. Okay. Um, where can I work if I wanted to get a county business economics degree? Well, pretty much you can work anywhere. You can work in marketing, retail, food industry, manufacturing, maquiladora, the federal government. I just in the it was during our pandemic. Um, where I got a call from the Border Patrol that they wanted internships, students to help with their setting up, spreadsheets and data analysis and so forth, because they wanted to keep track of the people coming from different countries. So I sent quite a bit. I sent a couple of students, and last time I talked to them, they were there. Okay, so you can work with companies like Federal Express, Amazon. I haven't posted anybody. I wish I can, send my students to Tesla. I've had some students that are working part-time at Federal Express or UPS, Starbucks, Walmart, and so forth. Okay. Real estate. Okay, in our program, the medium salary for a real estate agent in your first year can be between $40 to $50,000. In El Paso, it's between 37 to 50,000, based on your experience and the networking that you have. Okay. Our office assistant certification, you are marketable to be working and employed, for instance, medical offices, which we have quite a bit in this area, law office, hospitals, school administrators, the city of El Paso County Courthouse, manufacturing in the Maquila, okay, business operations, and the median average salary is between 32,000 and 42,000. Okay, so these are just a few options that you have. Okay, something that you may want to consider. What type of field do I want to get there? At the same time, these courses are transferred for you to pursue a bachelor's or a master's. Okay, if you're interested in the insurance companies, I mean, it can pay you as an average of 43 to 50,000. Okay, which is roughly about $3,600 a month. Companies like Allstate, Farmers, Geico, Liberty Mutual, USA, and so forth. Okay. If you want to be a small business owner, we have a degree plan for the small business. We're getting ready to develop a small an entrepreneur degree plan. If you're interested, we are going to start offering that in fall of 2023. But if you complete our small business degree plan, I mean, you can start your own business right now as a restaurant or, a cafe, gym, and so forth. Okay. And if you start your own business, whether it's a franchise or start from uh, call it, mom and pop shop, I mean, the amount of, money that you can be making is limitless. Okay, I've had students, I'm not kidding you. When I started at PCC, this was a 10 years, 12 years ago. I had a student who wanted to start his business. He worked for the Maquila for about 25 years. And he said, Miss Ragona, I want to start my business. And I said, okay, what do you want to do? And then he says, I don't know yet. I want to see if there's a demand for this, I got to find a business that there's demand. And at that time, here in El Paso, we were putting the blue recycling bins. Do you remember that? I think we've had the 7 year program, and then we had the gray one. Okay. And so he says, you know what? I can go out and clean the bins. And I said, I would have never thought about cleaning your trash bins. So he started 5 years ago. Okay. He would go down to your house and he would pressure wash your trash can. Okay. He would charge like $8, $10. Right now, 7 years later, he is making $180,000 a quarter. Okay, he cleans my trash cans. Okay, so he's making about $260,000 in sales in cleaning trash cans. He goes by Dr. Ben. Okay, so we've had a lot of students that started their business by taking some of our classes, and taking the small business entrepreneur program. Okay, and I believe that's it for my presentation. I'll stick around too for any questions that you might have. Mr. Servin, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to you for students that have any questions. Hello, Mr. Olivares. Thank you for coming in.
Hello.
Do you all have any questions? You can use the chat box or go ahead and there you go.
Oh no, I don't have a question, but yeah, I'm hearing.
Does EPCC have an e-commerce program?
I think that will go for Professor Ragona, and I'm not so sure if there's an e-commerce. Professor Ragona, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. No, in the College of Business, we do not have an e-commerce degree plan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carlos. We are developing the entrepreneur one, but not the e-commerce program.
I think, in my humble opinion, because I'm a computer scientist, and I think there was a great conversation, a great presentation that Professor Ragona just gave us here. In the business program, I have heard that it's very, very attractive when you combine it. As a matter of fact, computer science and business, they have more common than you think about it, because many of our students, as she mentioned, they have these ideas, and because of the help of the information technology and computer science, they're emerging a lot of great opportunities for everyone. So maybe Professor Ragona, we can talk later on, and maybe we can actually start brainstorming some other items so we can actually offer to our students. But yes, there's a lot of overlapping, particularly in data analysis. That's one of the things that I have seen also.
Yes, we do, Dr. Sedvin. We do have, and I'm going to tell you what we do, why we do have a lot of the courses intertwined with us, because in the job market, and I've talked to quite a bit of headhunters and uh, organizations, because that's what we have to market our program, especially with the marketing industry, with the manufacturing. They want our students to have a wealth of information, both technological and the theory part of it. Okay, so it's a perfect, kind of resources that a student can acquire. For instance, well, Ms. Ragona, I know everything about starting a business. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I mean, you can't start a business if you don't know how to, develop a website and so forth. And so if the market, market asks you for the demand of both the business theory of it and the technological, I mean, our students can be definitely more marketable than before. Absolutely.
And I think I completely agree with you. One of the things that it's important to mention, business, the work that Professor Ragona has in my discipline, we belong to a division called careers and career and technical education. We're focused to get you a job. That is basically what we are there in the discipline. We would like you to go and transfer to a 4-year institution like UTEP and other institutions, but our primary goal is to get you a job. So that's why we belong to this particular division of EPCC, where we focus and the main needs of the workforce here in the region. And that was just echoing what she mentioned in that first slides.
That is correct.
And we have another question about where the recording will be of this presentation. It'll actually be eventually up on the EPCC YouTube channel. So if you'll visit that, it should be up hopefully within the next few days to the EPCC YouTube channel. That's where we're putting presentations from all of the different events.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all, and thank you for the great presentations from Dr. Servin and Ms. Ragosa. Is there any more questions before I want to turn it over also to our counselor, Ms. Deborah Santana? Ms. Santana, do you want to add anything also?
Thank you for the presentations to the professors. I do, if you don't mind, I want to say there's so many students in here, and it's so great to see everybody here today. I do, if the professors don't mind, want to just touch on something Dr. Servin mentioned in his presentation. He suggested that Programming 1 be taken together with calculus. So I do highly encourage students who didn't test into Calculus 1 initially, if you test it into a lower level math, that you start doing your math right away, because it does require, I believe, up until Cal 2. So if you test it into lower level maths, I do highly encourage you to start your maths right away along with your core courses. And then the other thing, thank you to to Professor Ragona on her presentations on the applied science degrees. Students, work closely with your counselor or your faculty advisor. The technical degrees, the applied science degrees, generally are sequential. So some of the courses are only offered in a fall semester, and then others only in a spring semester. And some require prerequisites before you can go on to the next courses. So work closely with the counselors so that you get full benefit of the classes when they're offered. And I believe that's all I wanted to mention. I am going to put my email in the chat if you all have any questions. I would welcome any emails. I do answer all emails. I try to answer every single email I got during the day by the end of the day. So feel free to contact me and I'll answer any of your questions.
Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for coming today. Dr. Servin, Ms. Ragona, thank you for your presentations. They were very good, and gave us a lot of great information. We have a lot of wonderful programs here at EPCC, so I'm so glad that all of you came today to hear about it. And I also invite you, I put in the chat box that there is a link to the Tejano Passport Program, so if you're interested in earning a medallion for attending these workshops. And there's also a survey. If you'd let us know how we're doing, if you'd please answer that survey. I see a question about how much time is spent on cybersecurity in the computer science courses.
Yeah, I'll be happy to answer that question, and thank you for the question, by the way. So one of the nice things that we have an associate in cybersecurity. They're only devoted for cybersecurity. Once you transfer, that can be actually applied to any field. The computer science infuses cybersecurity. So we teach you how to program, how to do problem solving with computing, with everything, with Java. But my assignments, particularly, I teach you cybersecurity. I have a master's degree in cybersecurity, and when I was doing all that work, basically, I learned a lot of cool tricks. So my assignments, they have the flavor, if you may, or they're sprinkled with cybersecurity concepts. So there's a considerable amount of cybersecurity applications that I do in my classes, in particular in CS2, in the 1437, and they're fun. They're very fun. And let me tell you why it's a beautiful question, because we have a partnership with UTEP. And UTEP has an outstanding program in cybersecurity in computer science. So all my students who actually work with me in research, when they transfer to UTEP, guess where they go directly with their associate degree? They go work directly to the labs that they host, the Army National Lab, the Army Research Lab, sorry. They have a component at UTEP. So most of my students, they already know cybersecurity once they transfer. So that was a great thing that is having emerged in the past years. Once they complete their associate computer science, they go to UTEP, they continue working, but also, they continue studying, but also working in one of those research labs in cybersecurity. We actually treat you very well and train you very well in cybersecurity here at EPCC.
Thank you so much.
There's one question there. There was one question there. I'm reading it here. I was able to take my remedial math and pre-calculus with the same semester, so that I was able to catch up and retake calculus sooner. Okay, yeah, that's a great observation, Ms. Muro. I think I completely agree with Councilor Santana, with Debbie. So that is a very important item. And if I can just make another comment there, speeding up in your math is not only important, but it's also important when to complete your degree, but also when you transfer. For example, there's one course called discrete math that is not in the degree at EPCC, not because we don't want it. It's because it doesn't belong what we call the field of study at this point. But when you transfer to UTEP, they're gonna need that course. So we always recommend the students to budget that course as well. And it's very important, that course, by the way, to take that course while you're taking computer science courses. And I completely agree with Councilor Santana that if you just wait one semester without taking math, that will slow you down eventually. So please try to speed up. If you have the ability to take one class or maybe two classes over the summer, take them. That will save you a lot of struggle.
Yeah, that is correct.
Well, thank you all. Thank you all again, and thank you for your presentations and your questions. Next week, if you all are interested, on Friday at 1 o'clock, we'll be having a couple of our departments on campus presenting to help you on your path to success. We'll have our English as a Second Language program with Ms. Janine Rudnick, and we'll also have our Center for Students with Disabilities with John Weber here. So if those are of interest to you, next Friday at 1 p.m., please join at the same link. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you for being here, and make sure you stay safe. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Ms. Ravana. Thank you.